Hello and welcome into Football 365. I'm former Auburn quarterback Charlie Trotman, along with Ricky Cotton, former wide receiver at Alabama State, and the coach, Ed Jones. We're talking football. Ricky, Alabama's going through spring training, and everybody is focused on who the quarterback is going to be at Alabama, but you think Alabama's got other concerns.
Well, I think Alabama got a lot of concerns, on both sides of the football. They lost 9 starters on offense, which I think they might be able to replace that, but it's going to be a real test for the coaching staff to really get those guys primed for the SEC football, to make a quest for the championship again this year. And
especially a guy like Amari Cooper, who had 124 catches, and he is going to probably be in the top 3 or 4 guys chosen in the NFL draft. That he's a huge loss.
Oh, without a doubt. But I think the bigger problem is the big guys up front. They lost 3 players up, 4 players from up front, which I think gonna really hurt them. But I think with the recruitment, that some of the young guys step up, they got an opportunity. It's gonna take a lot of great coaching this year. Those kids gonna have to really get stronger over the off season. And on the defensive side of the football, there's problems there. It was problems there last year. You give up 600 yards against the Auburn Tigers, but then you come back in the playoff game and give up 500 to Ohio State. That's all kind of red flags for anybody coaching staff, even including Nick Saban, who supposedly is a defensive genius. I think this year going to be a real test for Coach Saban.
Yeah, and the defensive backs, they had trouble in the defensive secondary. They, gave up a lot of big pass plays. Gave them up to Auburn and to Ohio State.
Oh, without a doubt. But I think that the secondary play had a lot to do with the lack of pass rush by the defensive linemen, which should be their strong suit this year for Alabama Crimson Tide. Is what they do up front on the defensive front, and that should be their strong suit. So that should help the secondary play. But overall, I think it's going to be a really great test for Alabama this year. I think the quarterback situation is going to take care of itself.
Yeah, Coach.
Let me add a couple of things about Alabama. First of all, Coach Nick Saban has always been a power-driven offensive football team. And they got away from that a little bit last year because they tried to take advantage of Amari Cooper in all kind of different
Kenyon Drake
positions, and
right.
Kenyon Drake's speed, and it worked as far as statistics are concerned. But I must say, they lost 2 games. They should have lost 4 trying to do this. And I don't know what he's going to do this fall, but he has got to come up, like Ricky said, with some dominant offensive linemen in order for him to insert his coaching philosophy of football. And whatever they do with the passing game is immaterial, really. If they have enough bigs up front that can push people around, they've got some good running backs.
Well, they really do.
And the running backs, Derrick Henry, everybody all over the country is wondering what is wrong with Derrick Henry. Why don't they run Derrick Henry more? I see it all the time, hear it all the time. And I don't know the answer to that. So they've got to use this guy. He may be the best running back next to Chubb in the Southeastern Conference. But
maybe even in the nation.
In the nation. Yeah. Kenyon Drake is one of the fastest, I know, and he's a power guy. So I think the overall philosophy for Nick Saban is to pound you to death. And I think he's got to get back to that. I don't care what they do with the passing game. It's got to relate to what they do with power football, even on offense.
I believe so too. All right, we'll be back with much more on Football 365.
Hello, how you doing? I watch the sport page every Saturday. And by the way, I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan.